Today we have to see some HTML input tags used to design the website applications. Okay, so let's start with some HTML tags. Some tags we already seen in the previous lecture. Today we have to see some input tags. So let's see some input tags available on your HTML, that is hypertext markup language. We use this hypertext markup language for, see, you can see here, this hypertext markup language, we use this for designing the HTML website or web pages. In that, if you are creating any dynamic web page, then we are using there some input tags. Now what is meant by dynamic web page? Dynamic web page is nothing but the where you are taking some data from the user or from the client. So there you need some data, but where to accept that data from the user or from the client? We are accepting that data into some dynamic controls, and that controls are, in that control, some controls are like input tags. So that tags we have to see today. So that input tags, in that input tags, see, you can see here some syntaxes and some tags types are available there. HTML input tags, input type is equals to button, means what? Input type is equals to button means what? It will create one button, okay, and we click, when after clicking on that button, it will, some action will be formed there. So that is what input type button. The next is what? Input type checkboxes. It's the same like your control checkbox, means what? When you have to select a multiple options or multiple choices, then we use this input type checkboxes. Next input type is input type color. Now what is color? Input type color means what? It will define some color index or some color box, means from that color box you can identify or you can select some color. Okay, so these are all the input types available in your HTML. First we see some input type text, okay, in detail. So input type text, what is the syntax for that? Input type is equals to text, in double quotation. Text means you are defining type of that text, okay, type of that input tag. The type of that input tag is what? Text. Here type is what? Is an attribute. What is attribute? Attribute is nothing but the some additional information about that tag. Now see, defines a single line text input field, okay, that is what? Input type text. That is what? Input type text. See here, in form tag we are using this input type text. Label for is equals to f name, that is your first name, then this is a text for the first name for the label. After that close the label and break tag for the new line. Next line, what we are doing, we are accepting the data from the user, like taking the first name from the user. So here input type is equals to text, id is equals to f name, input type is equals to text sorry, id is equals to f name, name is equals to f name, and then we are closing that input tag, and after that break. Next line, again second data I want to accept from the user, that is your last name. So same code for that is that label for is equals to l name, this is the name for your label, last name, label tag close, break tag. After that input type is equals to text. I want data in the text format, I want to use the control text box, that's why we are using here input type text. id is equals to l name, name is equals to lname, form tag close. So this is what? Input type text. Okay, we will see that input type text. Then the next concept of your input type, that is what? Password. Whenever you are using any username and password or login table, okay, then we use this input type text, input type password, not text, it's a password. Means what? You are taking the data or you are typing any password there, it should be a sensitive, it should be a hidden at that text box. and that's why we are using their input type as a password. You can see here, this is the type of your input tag, that is password. Defines the password field. The description, it says that it defines the password field. The example for that: label, that is username. We are creating one label tag to show the username. In next line, we are creating one text box, but the type of that text box is your password. See here, you are typing here username. Username doesn't have any password type because it's a general text format. So here we are taking the username in text format. That's why I'm using their type is equals to text, id is equals to username, name is equals to username. Okay, after that break tag is there. Then for second label, we are using the password. We are defining their password here, and we are taking the data from the user. But here I need it's a sensitive. It should be a hidden. That's why I'm using here input type is equals to password, id is equals to pwd, name is equals to pwd, and form tag close. Okay, so that is what input type text we seen and input type password. Okay, so thank you for listening this video. If any doubt, you can comment me on my section. Thank you.